Hello everybody. Now, my next video was going to be the PS2. I put a short on about it with the test chip, the region chip thing. I was going to rewire it all, but unfortunately, I've got I've ordered solder mask and that came, but the UV light dryer thing hasn't come yet. So I'm going to do this video instead. This is my own Dremel. What I've used not that much really, a few times on my car and things like that, and I was using it on a friend of mine's car. We're doing a bit of welding on his car for him. I was just using this with the sanding bit on to tidy up bits where I was welding to, where I couldn't reach with a angle grinder, and it just stopped completely dead. Won't do anything, just stop instantly. So I'm going to have a look at this, see if I can fix it. So what I've done to start with, I've cut the plug off because it's a sealed unit. So I'm going to rule that out straight away, that there's anything gone wrong inside there, because I'm going to wire a normal plug to it with the right fuse, 5 amps. So what I'll do, I'll check the fuse first, continuity, to make sure it's fine, wire that plug in, and then once that's done, I'm going to plug it in and see if it turns on, and if not, then it's deeper dive, take it apart and go through it bit by bit. So yeah, that's where we'll start. Get a plug on it. Okay, I've wired the plug in there. Neutral, there's only a neutral and live. So I'll get my tester here just to check that fuse quickly. So I'll set it to continuity. So that fuse is totally fine. So get the lid on this. Right, so I've just plugged this in quickly just to see if anything's changed with changing the plug. Nope, absolutely nothing. That's a variable speed switch, so it changes the speed of it, but on every click there's nothing. So we're going to have to take it apart and see what's happening. So just unplug it and we'll get these. Yeah, get this apart now. There's some 4 screws there that I can see. It is a small star head, which is, I think it's a T10, I think it is, the size. Okay, I've took it. This is the main, obviously where the mains comes in, neutral and live. So what I'm going to do first, going to make sure there's continuity in these wires, so there's no breaks in the wire itself. So I'll switch it to continuity. So that would be the live pin there. We'll touch that there. Off this pin to that one. There we go, continuity to that. And this is the neutral to that one. Yeah, we've got continuity there. So that's that. That's good. I'll turn that one off. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to plug it in, because I know the fuse is okay and the wires are okay. So what I'm going to do is plug it in, get my other multimeter. Now I'm going to test the voltage. So I'm going to set it to AC voltage to the 600 because it's a 240. 240 volts. So just get my wires straightened out a bit. They're all tangled. Right. So I will touch the neutral with the black. Go on to the positive there. And 247 volts. So that's good. I'll check these pins the same, because these will run to those pins. So I'll touch that, touch that. Just trying to get a good connection on them both. There you go, 247 volts. So that's fine. So I'll unplug that so it's safe. So yeah, the wire's totally fine. This on here, it has, I think it's on the other side. Yeah, there's a resistor there. Don't know, that might be some form of capacitor, I'm not sure. Not 100% sure unless I looked it up. But they're obviously working because all this board is giving the right voltage on those points and those points. So that's fine. So I'm going to delve a bit deeper now into the rest of it. So because the switch, this is the switch. As you can see, it slides from one end to the other. But when I've looked in there, it's on sliders. It's on sliders there. And there's 3 prongs what run up and down those sliders. So before I go any further, what I'm going to do is try and get this apart. I think there's a gap there, a bit of a gap there, and a bit of a gap there. So I'm thinking if I try and twist it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So that's it. Twist it a bit with a screwdriver. That's popped off. So now, oh yeah, I see. Yeah, there's a little groove on there to hold this slider here. Now this slider runs along, obviously, when you adjust the switch, and those 3 pins will contact onto that brass bit there. There's a silver slider in the middle and a black, looks like a carbon track there. But those chips look alright. Doesn't look like any burn or any blow or anything. So I'm not going to test any of this at the moment. I can see it looks a bit crummy, so I'll just get some IPA on that, clean these faces up, maybe clean the end of those up, get all this back together, and then move on to where the motor is and everything, and see if I can see anything obvious on that. So I'll do that first. I'll get myself a little bit of IPA going. And I'm just going to gently clean those tracks. Because it could just be that, could just be a little bit of muck and it's stopping it from making a good contact. So I thought, well, if I cleaned it up before I start doing any major testing and things, because to be fair, it doesn't look too bad. And in these ends, there's a contact there, and there's a contact there, but that's where the bushes go for the motor. That's what these are. These are brushes, should I say, not bushes. And they're pretty straightforward. They got the rectangular, they go in there like that. And then the screw on, when the casing bit screws them on and keeps them in. But they look okay, there's plenty of carbon on them yet, so I don't think they're the problem. So like I say, I'm just going to clean this up. I can see it be a bit fiddly getting it back together because it has to, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a groove down here. And then there'll be a groove on that side as well, which is there. So then this has to sit in them grooves, and those contacts have to touch those 3 tracks. And then you've got to try and get that onto there in that slot there. And then get it all on straight and clip back together. Which might be a bit fiddly, we'll see how we get on with it. I'm just going to run some cleaner down them as well. Because you know, muck can do a lot of damage on these kind of things. And if it's not contacting and you know, things like that, it's not going to send any power, is it? So you never know, it's worth a try anyway. I'll just try that. Look, dab that dry bit. I don't know if you can tell, but I can see with my own eyes that them tracks look a hell of a lot cleaner now. They look like new, so I'm going to get this back in place. If I can. It's going to have to make sure it's straight in to get it all to click back together. That looks pretty straight in that track. I'll try and get that hooked onto there. And then I'll just give that a quick clean so there's no muck in those. And we'll try and get this back on. So obviously I've got to make sure it's all tracked together so that the switch will still work, still slide. It feels like it is there, we'll just make sure it clicks back together. Oh, there we go, that's a nice click, that's a nice sound. I think that's clicked back together. Yeah, that's sliding nicely now. Right, so I'll leave that at that for now. Like I say, I can always come back to it if I need to test if it's working correctly. So this is the inside of the motor. The bearings are, that looks a bit dirty, I might clean that bit there. But them bearings are fine, there's no problem with that. I'll just get some IPA on that because there's a bit black that and that. Should imagine it should look the coppery colour like the rest of it. Yeah, it's coming up that. It's coming off. I don't know if it's coming off completely, but it looks like it's doing a bit of something. Just plug that in. I'll get a cloth actually. Dip a bit of IPA on the cloth. Give it a good rubbing. Right, it's not. Brought it off a little bit. Water done it any harm. Clean it. Let's give this a quick clean. Yeah, but those bearings are fine on there. Oh, no. I don't think that wire is supposed to be there like that. I don't think you'll be able to see that, but this copper wire that's running round all this part inside the motor. Now there's these 4 pins. Now these will be the pins that the switch slot into. And on this one, I might get a microscope out to show you what I'm seeing, because I don't think you'll be able to see this on this camera. But this pin, there's a bit of the copper running to it. This pin, there's a bit of copper down there from here running to that. Same with that one. But this one looks like it goes to this one here, this pin. So that could be the problem. Right, I'll just I'll come back, I'll get the microscope set up, and I'll see if I can show you what I mean there. And I'll come back to you then. Right, okay. Now, if you see there, I don't know. It looks clear on my screen, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell. I've put the microscope as high as I can to try and get this in to show you. Let's get that wire out of the way. Right, this pin is one of the pins that the switch slides into, and as you can see there, there's a bit of wire running to that from the coil. I'll try and get around to the next one. Yep, there's another pin there, and there's some coil running to that. And then I'll go this way. There's another one. Pin looks a bit bent, but I'm sure I can straighten them up on under the microscope in a bit and make sure they're going to make a good connection. But again, there's a wire coming out of that onto the coil. But on this one, that looks even worse, the switch, but I can straighten all that out. This one, there's a bit of wire there, but it looks like it snapped off. It's not running anywhere to that. And like I say, this is the wire swinging free. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to straighten those pins up, and then I'm going to try and get that pin out, because I think with the way they run in, if I can get that pin out, get that little bit of snap wire out, and then rethread this wire back into there, if you know what I mean, and then put that pin back in, and then I'll build it all back up and test it and see if I've found the problem. Hopefully I have. Right, I'll get that done and see where we go from there. Okay, I've done that. So now I've straightened the pins up for a start, so they'll slot in a lot nicer. And now I've got 4 copper strands from these bands going up to all 4 of those now. So I'm not 100% confident that's it, but you never know. So what I'll do now is I'll try and get it back together as it was, and then we'll test it. Okay, all I can say is I'm glad I put music over that then, because there were quite a few colourful words coming out. Because first of all, I forgot to put the power lead on, so I'd take it apart. Then realised I'd put it in the wrong way around. The slider was the wrong way. Yeah, so I had to take it apart again and then back together again. So I'm hoping now when I plug this in, it's going to work and I don't have to go in it again. So we'll give it a whirl. We'll plug it in. That's a good start. There's no booms. So I'm just going to switch it to 2 and see if it comes on. Oh yeah, look at that. All done, fixed. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, so I can use this again. I've got a video coming up where I need this Dremel actually, because I've got a job I'm going to do. I'll not tell you what it is just yet, but you'll know when I do the video, where I need to put a mini little grinding fitting in and cut a couple of heads off some screws what are rotten. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. It's fixed, and yeah, yeah, I'm quite really chuffed with that. So yeah, it was just that wire, it had snapped on the motor, and I'd run it up and straightened up the pins, made sure it was in, and yeah, there, presto. Right, thanks again for watching. As usual, can you like, subscribe, leave me some comments and things like that. If you're enjoying these videos, can you please go back to my other videos, have some views, and try and watch them all if you can, and right through. Yeah, so thank you, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.